Good Lord. Deborah in Arizona, thanks for holding. Then Lewis, go ahead. You're on the air, Deborah. Appreciate you holding.
Yes, Alex, good afternoon. Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year to you and the whole Info crew.
Thank you.
I wanted to start out by thanking you for your wonderful products. We got some Prestiguard, Silver Bullet, and Survival Shield, and thank you for giving my husband some sleep back.
Wow.
And for helping with my health. I'm a 2-time cancer survivor. So,
well, just briefly, I mean, what did you notice with those products? Those are all well-documented, super high-quality products.
Well, with the Prestiguard, he was down to being able to sleep only an hour a night. And he's up to 3 hours a night, and he's only been on 1 bottle. Oh, is that because of swelling in the prostate, having to urinate? Yes. And so just if you could imagine going from 1 to 3 hours of sleep. Well, even the FDA that doesn't want people to make claims of supplements because the drug companies want to buy it all up, admits saw palmetto, there's no drug that works as good for your prostate and other glands as well. And then we've got 6 or 7 other concentrated compounds where I know people that have just thanked me on the street saying, man, I was taking other stuff that it wasn't as strong. Why is this so good? I sleep through the night not having to urinate now in my prostate. And I'm just saying, hey, it's what God gave us, saw palmetto, you name it. So thank you for the... Right. Well, Big Pharma completely failed us. I mean, you know, it's just terrible. But I'm a 2-time cancer survivor, and I started taking the Survival Shield because I've had a lot of radiation, a lot of metals from chemo, and my thyroid is not good, so I need the iodine. And then the Silver Bullet, I'm hoping will help bring me back. And I'm hoping to get vitamins eventually. It's just a... Did you get any good effects from the colloidal silver? I mean, from the iodine? Yeah, I think I'm seeing some, Alex, and I'm very excited about that. I need to get a good vitamin B now, and I think I'll hopefully start feeling better than I have in a while. And so I really can't thank you enough for that. And oh, ma'am, listen, that's how we fund ourselves. And I want to sell something that works so people buy it again. Plus, I have family. My dad takes it. They say after 45, you need to take it. Saw palmetto. I'm starting to take it as well. We just go out, whatever's documented to work, that's what we sell. So don't thank me. Thank you so much, Deborah. Well, and I thank Dr. Group for all of his research, because if he hadn't done that, well, he helps. Also, he just goes out and finds the very best organic sources, too. That's why we can't get it half the time, though, because he wants to make it so good, which I understand. But sometimes there's no such thing as perfection on the planet because the planet's so toxic. You know what I mean? Oh, absolutely. Our food, our water, and our air are just horrible. Arizona's been geoengineered to no end for the last 2 months, and I finally wrote to President Trump and to our governor, who I will not vote for our governor again, because he either has no clue or he's part of the wrong side of the team, but he's a Republican. But that's what I wanted to talk to you about today, Alex. We cannot afford to sigh relief just because we got a tax break. My big, huge concern, and I hope you can help all the people with this, is that we have got to take our voting back. Tucker Carlson had mayor on from Maryland the other day who had said that they passed a law in Maryland, in whatever town or city he was. Hold on, I'm going to finish up with you, Deborah, and then I promise go to Lewis. And Mike Service is taking over, but he doesn't mind if we ride shotgun. I want you to be able to finish your point, because absolutely, election fraud's been proven. They made fun of Trump for talking about it because they know it's their Achilles heel. It's their only hope. All right, Deborah in Arizona, you were getting into election fraud, and I got to say I'm very proud of Tucker Carlson. Sean Hannity, Tucker Carlson just are so dead on, so hardcore with their research, so ahead of the curve of any other mainstream media. They're the only thing on broadcast TV or cable television, because they're on some local stations that broadcast it, that tells the truth. And it's very refreshing. I'm not in competition with mainstream media. I wish it was all good and we could, live in the future together and have a great world. But no, that's not the case. Most of it, as we know, is horrible. Fox Business has some great shows. I think Lou Dobbs ought to be on regular Fox. Varney ought to be on regular Fox. I mean, those are good libertarian people that care about prosperity, care about the truth. But when you sit there and you look at all the other fake conservatives and fake liberals, it's truly sickening. And remember, we had the Pew Research and a bunch of others that showed over 3.5 million illegals voted in the election. And Trump went with that number. Well,
instead of saying Pew and George Washington University and all these others, they just went, Jones claims it, and Trump went with it, like I'm this discredited figure. So that's the tactic. Over here, I'm covering all these studies and all the research and all the facts of the past election and the current election and what had just happened, and I'm saying, yeah, it's over 3 million. Then Trump reports on that, and they go, he got it from Alex Jones to make it sound like it's discrediting, and then the actual numbers came out this year from Harvard. It was over 7 million potential people voting in the names of dead people. They know that happened. They just didn't get each specific instance broken down. So it's much worse than we thought. The Democrats have passed laws all over to let illegals vote, and the feds come in and say they can't do it. So it's amazing. And you got out-of-state voters coming in. You got Hillary stealing the nomination from Sanders where he'd win states and she'd just take the delegates. I mean, their stonewalling doesn't work anymore. But you're right. They definitely, and I don't want to die on that hill, as one of the producers said, of the Roy Moore thing, is we were all just sick of hearing about it. We all had Roy Moore fatigue, not in a bad way. But, yeah, they had a bunch of people from outside the state coming in and voting. They're on video bragging. They had him saying he'd lose by 10 to 15 points in all the polls, and then he lost by half a point. That's a way to lie. So people think, oh, I better bandwagon. You know, if he's going to lose, I better vote for the winner. So a lot of stuff happened. Of course, Roy Moore won. You think Alabamans want a bunch of outsiders telling them what to do? So it's a ruby red state. And the evidence shows that they stole it. They stole, I always get it flipped because memory doesn't serve. They stole 5 states, and Hillary tried to steal 6 others. Local state governments confirmed. Homeland Security, the Justice Department, was breaking in. Loretta Lynch was breaking into the computers, live time, trying to flip it. They were like, we have Justice Department, ISPs hitting us. Not to mention the buses with illegals coming to vote and the buses with people voting in dead people's names, which the Democrats all got caught on tape scores of times by Veritas and everybody else. But Obama went on TV, and he told people that were here illegally to go vote. So, yes, we know what's going on. And you're right, Deborah. All these states have passed it where no IDs needed so they can look at the obituary, hand out the names, and have them vote 10 times. So how do you counter that? Because I think your concern is one of their main ways they're going to get us. And we'll talk to Lewis in California.
Well, that is my concern. I have called down to the Board of Elections all the way back in 2007 and said, hey, how can I be assured that our votes are being counted and that they are by citizens of the United States? Because like you, I'm in a border state, Alex. I have seen for 20 years or more people pouring into our state. And Sheriff Joe Arpaio tried to enforce the laws that the Arizona people passed, SB 1070, and Jan Brewer was in office, and Obama came out and shut it down. And everything that we've tried to do for the last 20 years, they have stopped it, and it's backfired on us. Now, we are running out of time. I think the single most important thing that we can do to help our president is to have people get out there and run for office. I don't care. I'd vote for Farmer Joe at this point before I'd vote for the people that are currently in office on both sides of the fence. A lot of them are bad, and we've got... And
if you run for office, you can educate people about the topics, even if you don't win. Great point, Deborah. God bless you, and I appreciate your support. I really do. Again, Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Be safe with this big holiday coming up. Lewis in California, thanks for holding. By the way, Cernovich is late with an engagement getting to the mic, so I'm not taking over his time here. We like Mike doing the show. Nick, there he is now. So we go to break. We're going to come back to him. So Lewis in California, go ahead and finish up. I'm going to hand the baton to Mike Cernovich. Go ahead.
Thank you, Alex, for your time. I'm sitting here looking at a picture of a Norman Rockwell painting of an old Christmas traditional. It's all warm and fuzzy, got a little kitty by the fire and all that. And I remember these images from when I was a child of Christmas, and all these images have been distorted by the media strategically since we were children and been replaced with anti-Christian imagery in a very diabolical way. And very similar patterns of this imagery have shown up in false flag and terrorist events even in our country. For example, the Kennedy assassination or 9/11 or the Las Vegas shootings or the Aurora Theater shootings, these are all extremely rich in symbolism in a way that could not be done by a single lone wolf perpetrators. They're using computers and satellites and high tech to terrify the public with the media and still steal our humanness from it.
No, that's it. Absolutely. It's like it's an alien takeover. And I'm not saying it's an alien takeover, but it's like one. God bless you. Have a great Christmas. I'm going to jump now because Mike got here a little bit late. But as soon as I said Mike isn't here yet, they popped him up. He's been waiting, I guess, 5 minutes. So I want to turn over to Mike Cernovich, investigative journalist. Mike, I just want to get your take on this, and then you're taking over. Thanks for hosting. What do you make of the tax cuts and all the crazy stuff happening and Schmidt stepping down and just the flamethrower attack? They're editing tapes of you and editing tapes of me. I see stuff about me totally edited. Notice there's no video. It's always like edited where we're saying these things we never said. We were hypothetically talking about things. I mean, they are going to the next level right now. They're really desperate.
Yeah, I just held what many people are calling the most successful AMA in Reddit history. So that's why I was a little bit late. And, I think you should do one too, maybe, because yours will be even bigger, just like yours was the #1 podcast ever for Joe Rogan. And what they've done now, and this is a deep state funded operation, of course, is you and I, we'll do a podcast and I'll go, oh, yeah, Alex, me, I hate women. And then they'll clip that and they'll go, oh, my God, here's Cernovich and Alex. And it's like, no, we're making fun of people who say that or think we say that, and they create these soundboards. But the reason it's backfiring is that their fabrications have become so elaborate that no intelligent, rational person will believe anything. So you and I, we're both mortals. We're not gods. We're just humble men. We will eventually falter. But when we do, nobody's even going to believe that because there have been so many outright lies and fabrications about us that people will go, oh, what's that, like another edited video? What's that, like another Photoshop? Oh, another more fake news article. So it's actually backfiring on them because now nobody will believe anything bad about us. So I'm very
just
grateful.
Like the women that have been taping people offering them money, lie about Trump, $250,000. I mean, it's just pure bull.
Yeah, false accusations are the best thing that can happen to a public figure because then nobody will believe anything. They're just like, oh, wow, we're so used to these people being lied about. We're so used to these people being fabricated about that why would I believe anything negative anybody actually says? So it's actually very helpful for us, and I welcome the attacks, and that's why I like the attacks and hope they keep coming.
We don't just say that. They always think we just say that to act tough. No, these fake attacks made this year bigger than last year for audience and everything for InfoWars. So thank you, New World Order. And they still just don't get it. Mike Cernovich takes over on the other side, InfoWars.com. Then the War Room with Owen Schroyer and more coming up in about 45 minutes. Stay with us and spread the links to all the live feeds. That's how we get around the censors.
Back, Mike Cernovich here with the biggest Reddit AMA ever held in history. People are saying it was the most promoted by media and journalists. They're writing about it. It's like the biggest story of the day right now. And it's pretty amazing, actually. Almost 2,000 comments already. So that was why I was a little bit late for my show appearance. I wanted to talk to all of you, of course. But I wanted to do the AMA, and I hope Alex does one too, because what we're doing is we really allow the left to show, their true colors and show how unhinged they are by posting over, thousands of comments, tweets, articles. It's now like the biggest story of the day. But the truth is that, why am I the news? Why is Alex Jones the news? Why won't the media break real stories of consequence like the John Conyers story, like the Susan Rice unmasking scandal? They are really just gossip boys and gossip girls who don't want to do real journalism. Yeah, so here's the New York Magazine, a very prestigious publication, is saying Cernovich, he's melting down because they think that downvoting me, right? By the way, my daughter, a lot of people asked me what I was wearing, the bandana. My daughter had a bandana on and she kind of came in and I thought, I'm going to wear this because I knew that would meme it. So I knew that if I wore that, then it would trigger them, and then they would be, because this is me in a suit, obviously. I could have worn a suit for the AMA, but I knew if I wore that bandana, they would think, oh my God, Cernovich is melting down. We really got him good. He's so owned. We're just, he can't handle it. He can't take it. Well, that's how you get them talking about you. That's how we share the message. This is what people don't understand about Alex. This is what they don't understand about me. This is what they don't understand about the amazing production work that they do at INFOWARS that you're listening to right now is, remember that Alex fidget spinner video? That's the kind of thing that is something for everyone. If you hate Alex Jones, you think, what an idiot. I can't believe how dumb he looks. He thinks he's cool. This is so stupid. I can't believe it. Oh my God, look at that guy. Dummy, idiot, idiot. So then they share the video. And then people who like Alex go, I like that Alex doesn't take himself seriously. I like that he can just goof off. I like that he can just have fun. So then those people who like him share it. And so that's what I did with that picture there is I go, I'm just going to wear a big goofy bandana. And the people who like me and, know how nice I look in a suit are going to say, oh, that's funny. He took that off his daughter and isn't that goofy? He's not afraid to have a little bit of fun. And then the haters are going to say, oh my God, he melted down. We really got him good. He's so unhinged. Look at him. Look at that bandana. Can't believe it. What a freak show and everything. That's how we share a message. It's a Trojan horse, we call it. Yeah, as you remember, the great warriors like Achilles, right? The great Trojan horse story was that if you want to get into the town of the enemy, then you can go directly and try to break down the gates. Or you can offer a gift. You can offer a gift, and then so Achilles and the great warriors, they went up into the body of a wooden horse, and it was left as a gift. They even said to the enemy, the Greeks said to the enemies, we are giving you a gift as a surrendering, right? We will give you this beautiful horse, and then they fled. And then the people who are like the mainstream media are saying, we must take this gift into the city. And the young people, the warriors, they said, Father, no, don't, Hector, Father, don't, please. This is a trap. Don't allow this in here. They said, no, the wise men would be Dan Rather, Ted Koppel. Remember they brought Ted Koppel back from the crypt on the Megyn Kelly thing? So Ted Koppel and Ted Kelly, I don't even know these people's names. That's how outdated they are. They said, allow the horse to come in as a gift. It shows that they've lost. And then, of course, once the horse was in, the gates were closed. And then while the people slept, Achilles and the great warriors came out and they conquered the city. Well, in this information war that we're in, we are conquering minds of the adversaries because they're going, oh my God, look how ridiculous Alex Jones is with the fidget spinner. Look how ridiculous Alex Jones is with that folk song, right? Remember, the production team and Rob and everybody does such great work. They go, oh, look at this video. Alex looks like a buffoon. We'll share this. Let's show everybody this video, right? Let's show this picture of Cernovich with a pink do-rag on his head. They're probably, there's video. She sleeps in the same room. So the production team makes these beautiful videos that the enemy shares. They don't realize that's a Trojan horse. The enemy has now allowed in Alex Jones in through the gates into the minds of the enemy. So now the enemy right now, they're saying, look at Cernovich and the do-rag. They're probably going to say that it's racist. I can predict it right now. They're going to go, oh, Cernovich is wearing a do-rag, which is like a stereotype thing, probably coded racism. It's a coded dog whistle to his followers. I guarantee you they're going to say that. That's another reason I put it on, because you know what they're going to do before they do it. But they don't realize that I now have the enemy bringing me and my message into their city. So I didn't have to fight them for that. I didn't have to go with the battering rams and all of my soldiers and try to break down the gate. I just gave them a gift. I said, here's me wearing a do-rag. Don't I look silly? Oh, my God. And then during the AMA, I was like, screaming, stop the hammering. I was throwing around little memes. So now they're going to edit videos of me yelling and saying, oh, my God, look at Cernovich. He's yelling at everybody. He's unhinged. Can you believe this guy? And meanwhile, Shauna was laying down the whole time just laughing because she knew what was going on. So rather than just batter down the gates, which takes so much energy and is a misuse of energy, I just give them a gift. I say, look at me, show me show your people how badly I've been owned. Spread my message. Every media outlet in the world is going to have to cover this AMA because it's the biggest story in the world. Just like that Sam Cedar story, which we're going to talk about Jink in the next segment. So we're going to talk about Sam Cedar, Jink, and all the stuff that they actually wrote, talking about, 14-year-old girls, very, very bad things. We're going to do a whole segment on this because it's very important. The fake news media doesn't want to cover this story. So we're going to talk about that. It all ties in with Sam Cedar. That just got me introduced to way more people. They're saying you're owned. Sam Cedar and MSNBC, they owned you. Reddit, the AMA, it owned you. Oh my God, yes, you're writing about me, spreading my image and my message to all of your people who would probably never read me or hear about me. Some of them are going to laugh, but a large percentage are going to say, hey, that guy looks kind of fun. That guy looks like he doesn't take himself seriously, unlike all these fake news people who are, hi, I'm very important, and I'm here to tell you the news. I'm Ted Koppel, and what I say is truth, and everything is the law, and I'm Dan Rather. We're very, very, very serious people, and everything you say, you must take on a word. So their own followers are going to see me just goofing off, having a good time. There's Alex and Leanne. They see us having fun, and then they go, I want to go have fun. I'm tired of these smug, boring people with their doom and gloom message. I want to talk to the guy with the fidget spinner. I want to talk to the guy with the pink do-rag. I want to talk to the people that don't take themselves seriously and they laugh. And I want to talk to you after break. We have a lot to talk about. So I'll see you in a few minutes. And we're back. Mike Cernovich, doing a little bit of reading in real time. I'm right now the biggest story in the world, all because I went onto Reddit and did an AMA. So I'm having a good time. I was reading the articles on break. They are saying that I was dunked on. They were saying that going and doing the Reddit AMA was a complete backfire. They're saying that I was owned. One person asked me, aren't you ashamed? Pro-Trump conspiracy troll gets hilariously smacked down. This is what I love about the left, and this is why we can win as long as you keep up the fight and you keep supporting the InfoWars, and I'll tell you why. I have told them my plan in advance. Alex and I have told our plans in advance. We've told them the story of the Trojan horse and how what we're really doing is the story of a Trojan horse. By the way, some of you watching on YouTube Live have noticed, and you've told me that I have a hair sticking out on the top of my head. And the thing is, I'm too busy to get a haircut. So I need to get a haircut. I know I do, but I'm just too busy to get a haircut because when you're fighting the info war all the time, you don't have time to get a haircut. And that's just my life. Maybe one day I'll have my own private salon or something like that. But that's why your support is so important. And there are some great specials going on because your support, you fund the InfoWars, you fund your own life, you improve your own life. Everybody wins when you shop at the InfoWars store and go to InfoWarsStore.com. It's so key that people do this because this is what keeps everything going on. And it's a win for you also. So right now, we definitely have some big specials for Christmas. Very, very big deal. And along with the new product called Carnivore. So Carnivore is an enzyme formula. I haven't even tried it yet. It's so new that I haven't even tried it yet. But a lot of people have poor digestion and poor digestive enzymes due to not having a proper diet. So when you go from the standard American or SAD diet, it's called, to a better diet, a lot of times you have issues, and that's what these enzymes and stuff are for. And they're great. I've taken many different brands of digestive enzymes. Very, very important, very, very powerful right now. And that's what keeps the InfoWars going. And by the way, people ask, how do I have so much energy? Right? All the time I get the, well, because take care of myself. I take nutritional products. I take the protein powders. I take the caveman formula. I take the bone broth to function at the level. I mean, I write last night, if you're on my email list, you know that you received an email, private list only for now, an email for a night of freedom, a nightforfreedom.com, which is a very special event. Stephen Molyneux is going to be there. Gavin McInnes is going to be there. I'm going to be there. We're going to do a live podcasting. Excuse me. You can't even buy tickets yet because it's not even It's not even a public event yet, but if you go to anightforfreedom.com, you can see we have a big event plan. So last night, 11 p.m. Pacific time, I'm emailing out, setting up the event page, organizing it, booking a venue, catering, working with great DJs. I wake up, I work more, do journalism, get up, do a Reddit AMA. Now I'm the biggest story in the world right now. Get right in here to INFOWARS. And that's, by the way, a lot of you, because if you listen and you watch it, because that used to be me. When I went into INFOWARS, that's why I always hype the products. I always hype the products, not only because they're good, but because when you see the production team behind the scenes, I just come in and show up. They have articles ready, videos ready. I just show up and like, what do you want to talk about? I don't even know what I'm going to talk about. Probably drives them crazy because I very rarely send them notes or anything, but they're so fast and so responsive and so productive. They were even telling me to fix my hair, which I tried to, but I used a little bit of coconut oil for my hair earlier. So I think the coconut oil sort of, coconut oil is great for your hair, by the way. But that's the idea, is when you take the products and the bone broth and you take good care of yourself, you have energy. In fact, I have so much energy, people accuse me all the time of drugs, which is a joke. I haven't even had wine in 3 or 4 weeks. So Shauna always gets a kick out of it. It's like, no, this is when you feel passion and commitment and know that you're on the side of truth and you know that you're fighting against the globalists. You have all this energy, but you have to take care of your body too. And of course, speaking of the enemy, Jink, Alex Jones's good friend Jink, very, very bad boy. Some very, very, very bad stuff going on. Some of you may remember, Jink is promoted by YouTube and Alex Jones is censored by YouTube. So we can now say that here is what YouTube endorses. By the way, YouTube does allow child abuse content on their website. They allow videos that aren't illegal, but they are technically pedo-style videos. And here is what they endorse. This is, I can't even read the whole thing, so I don't know what I can show, but he went on a road trip with a friend of his. And his friend said, when Jink went to get gas, I went and approached some girls that I saw walking by the train tracks. They were 14 to 16. They were the W word in training. So you can use your imagination. His co-blogger, and they posted this on his blog, they referred to, his co-blogger did, and it was on his blog, and they still work together, referred to a 14-year-old girl as WH, fill in the rest, in training. And he was hitting on a 14-year-old girl. So Jink goes, well, I never propositioned. There's a great line in there. Let's read it because I'm a lawyer and I really like to parse things. He said, we never propositioned underage girls. We never propositioned underage girls. And I thought, man, that is a weird way of putting it. You've never propositioned. Does that mean they propositioned you? Right? What if they had propositioned you, right? The whole thing, the whole idea that, well, I never that is like such a Clinton-esque. It's such a Clinton-esque answer to this. Well, we never propositioned any underage girls. Wow. I can say not only have I never propositioned, but I've never been propositioned. And if I had been propositioned, I would say, please go home and talk to your family, okay? Please go to your church or your mosque or synagogue. Please don't be walking around the train tracks. But this is what they do, They go on road trips and wayward souls, young girls confused about life. Maybe they don't have, maybe they're from a broken home, which, by the way, does remind me of Rotherham. That is classic. I'm not saying Jink or his friend were grooming them, so I'll be careful with what I'm saying here because I do believe in only holding people accountable for what they said and not fabricating things, unlike the fake news media. But what they would do in Rotherham, these rape gangs, what they would do is they would go find kind of like wayward souls, young girls, 14, 15, and they would be like maybe see them by their train tracks. Oh, where are your parents at? Oh, your parents don't give you enough attention, or maybe your parents are bad, or maybe you're poor. Well, how about, you ride in a car with me or something? This is what they do in Rotherham. So I'm not saying Jink and his friend, I don't know what his friend's name, Dave or whatever, are doing that. But when I read that, I want to know, why was an adult man who saw girls walking by train tracks, why did he go over there and talk to him? What was his agenda in doing that, right? Me, I'm the opposite. I'm like, you kids need to stay over there. You're kids. You keep your distance. And so I wonder, why would he do that? And then what kind of person would refer to wayward souls, lost girls as being WH fill in the blank in training? Well, that's the kind of person endorsed by YouTube. So my question for YouTube and Google is, why do you censor Alex Jones? Why do you censor Mike Cernovich? They censored my documentary on rape in Sweden. Why do you censor Mike Cernovich? Why do you censor Alex Jones while endorsing people who are approaching underage girls and referring to them in very, very nasty, nasty tones, right? But that is the leftist media, and that's why people go, it's a conspiracy theory. It is not a conspiracy theory to say that people on the left, they want to tear homes down, they want broken homes, because this makes children vulnerable. And that story that I read, I'm being very careful here, just because I know Soros is trying to really get us framed for something. But when I read that, I want to know why an adult man is going up to a 14-year-old girl who's a lost soul and then referring to her as a you-know-what in training. That isn't okay. I don't know why YouTube and the liberal media, well, I do know why they endorse it. I do know why they endorse it, and we'll talk about that more the next segment. All right, we're back with the final segment. Mike Cernovich and I still have a hair strand kind of sticking out. So it is what it is. I'll get a haircut, people, I promise. I blame Shauna, my lovely wife. You know, she's supposed to make sure that, you know, maybe I'll teach her to cut my hair and she'll just clip it up. But anyway, we're back. Final segment. So much going on in the world, and it's very depressing that the fake news media is obsessed with my Reddit AMA, right? Like, get a life, people. As much as I pretend to have a big ego, I really don't. The only reason I got into this was to save America and fight the globalists, and to speak for all of the people who are attacked by the evildoers in America. And I think it's dumb. I think it's dumb that there are now like 100 journalists over 100, it's like thousands, tweeting about me and some Reddit AMA that I did for 2 hours, goofing off and just having a good time. You know, why don't they break stories like John Conyers? Why don't they go after the Bill Clinton, the rapist? Why don't they go after the sexual harassment settlements? Why are they so obsessed with me? Well, that's because they fear me. They fear INFOWARS. They fear Alex. That's because they fear you, because you're the ones who fund the operation. You are the ones who keep the operation going strong, and you need to keep your body going strong. And that's what's great about Alpha Power, which is on special again. A bunch of specials going in for the holidays. And Alpha Power, very, very impressive stuff. It has essential nutrients that people need. It has what people need, especially men, to promote vitality, strength, focus. You know, I hear it all the time from people, especially women. That's what I think is funny is, you know, all these soy boys and male feminists will dig up all my writing and go, oh, my God. And they lie about it, of course, too. They're not even honest. But when they share that with women, most women are thinking, well, I mean, yeah, I wish men were men. So the soy boys are the ones, well, everybody needs this. Me, the whole world, because the world is so poisonous. The men need it. But especially the haters and the male feminists and all the people on Reddit, this is the kind of product that they need, and your support is so vital. And the attacks on me are just an attack on you. And let's compare. Let's compare me, Alex, INFOWARS, Paul Joseph Watson, who, by the way, I mean, you want to talk about crystal clear. You know, I've done some satire that maybe I shouldn't have done and that gets twisted. But let's talk about Paul Joseph Watson, who's attacked by the media, versus Jink. I still want to know, why are Paul Joseph Watson's videos censored, but Jink and his friend Dave, who like to drive through small towns and walk around train tracks, you know, doing God knows what, and the way, you know, young girls, not even women, we're talking 14-year-olds, are being referred to, shouldn't they be censored, right? I mean, if YouTube is going to censor somebody, why would they censor Paul Joseph Watson and not censor Jink? So the article, of course, is Young Turks founder Jink apologized Thursday after demeaning comments aimed at women were discovered on an old blog. Why isn't the media demanding that? I mean, I'll tell you right now, my Reddit AMA is a bigger story than Jink. So go ahead and tell me why that is. Why is it that YouTube's golden boy, they promote his stuff, and even though they promote it, Alex Jones's stuff is way more successful. And Paul Joseph Watson's, they had to censor my channel, actually. My channel was growing by 1,000 subscribers a day. And then overnight, I lost a bunch. And then ever since then, it's like 10 or 15 a day. My YouTube videos, even though I have 65,000 subscribers, only do 500 to 1,000 views. So YouTube, they realized that they had to censor me and attack me because the message is what the people want to hear. The message is truth, prosperity, the tax cut. They had to censor Paul Joseph Watson's. They had to censor INFOWARS. For us, we're always fighting just for equal rights, which, by the way, in my AMA, somebody goes, why did you oppose net neutrality? Well, because the same tech companies that want to censor us are the ones who said we need net neutrality for a free and open internet. I don't see a free and open internet. The internet doesn't see free and open to me. I see my videos getting censored. I see my award-winning documentary on rape in Sweden being banned in Europe. Think about this. Is not a joke. My documentary on Sweden, which contained no nudity, no foul language, and I never even mentioned Muslims. It wasn't even a Muslim hit piece. It was just about Sweden and how they're having a rape problem, was age restricted, and then they banned it in all of Europe. It was banned in the Czech Republic, Germany. So a documentary, this is like Hitler. This is why you got, as you can see in this picture, if you're reading this on Breitbart, you know, you can see I'm at the White House, you know, doing journalism, reporting everywhere, breaking these big stories. So they can't deny that I'm a legitimate journalist and documentary filmmaker. So why then is it that they banned my documentary on rape? And I thought they were the feminists. If a man or a woman is trying to help Swedish women and trying to help fight against rape culture, you would think the left would be thrilled. They would go, oh my God, this is amazing. They're trying to, you know, join with us on issues, and we should try to fight rape. This is amazing. Instead, they ban it in Europe. That's what they had. They age restrict it in the U.S. So, by the way, age restriction isn't just an R rating. If a video on YouTube is age restricted, your video will not show up on YouTube search. If a person's not logged into his or her account, they can't even watch the video because they have to confirm they're above a certain age. You can't make any likes. You can't post any comments. You can't share it, right? So that's age restriction. This is why it's such an Orwellian descriptor. Oh, we just age restricted it. Most people go, oh, age restriction, it just means you don't want 13-year-olds on there. No. YouTube doesn't age restrict its pedophile videos. Charlie Wiesel, who, you know, has been very hard, and BuzzFeed, which has been very hard and in many cases very unfair, at least they did something right. And they did report on how YouTube allows child abuse and child exploitation videos on its platform. So age restriction doesn't mean that if you're under 13, you can't watch it, because they'll allow children watch abuse videos, borderline snuff films on YouTube, kids being kidnapped, taped up, thrown into garbage dumpsters, syringes being operated on, really sick stuff, by the way. And YouTube allows that. They don't age restrict that. But if you do a documentary on politics or rape in Sweden, or Paul Joseph Watson, his video on modern art, they tried to censor that, just a critique of modern art. I mean, come on, right? What's your justification for that? They will censor you. So age restriction doesn't mean, oh, you can only watch it if you're over 13. No, age restriction means you can't share the link. You can't watch it unless you're signed in. And you can't comment on it. You can't like it. You can't search for it. You can't tell your friends, oh, my God, I watched this amazing documentary on YouTube called Invasion by Mike Cernovich. Yeah, censored by YouTube, the truth about modern art. How do you censor? It's just a critique on modern art. There's no – so with the YouTube people, YouTube does allow Jink, and they do allow, you know, child abuse videos. So YouTube, they might go, well, the reason we banned Cernovich's video in all of Europe and the reason we age-restricted it and censored it is because he's critical of migrants and that xenophobia. And I think that's BS because they allow hatred of Swedes and they allow hatred of white people. So clearly that's got nothing to do with it. I could at least say, well, okay, I think you're snowballing me. I think you're a fraud, but okay, that's plausible enough. It isn't true. It's one of those things where it's a lie, but it's a plausible lie. With PJW, with Paul the Great's modern art video, what was he criticizing? He wasn't criticizing any race, religion. He was just, but his video was so powerful and so poignant that the censors had to shut it down. We have cultural censors just like they have in communist China, just like they have in the Soviet Union, just like every left-wing culture, Castro, Che, who they celebrate as a hero, they have cultural critics and cultural censors, and that is now what YouTube has become, a cultural censorship item. And they saw that the Paul the Great's video was so compelling, they had to censor it. They had to shut it down. They said, no, Paul, you can't get past the censors. But when you share the link, you break the algorithm. The only way to break the conditioning, the only way to break the algorithm, share this link, share this video, clip this video. Even if you're a hater and a loser and you want to edit me out of context, thank you. Thank you for all those edited videos. Thank you for all those lies. Thank you for those of you who love us and share the videos widely and promote everybody. Thank you for watching. Mike Cernovich. You can find me at facebook.com/Mike Cernovich. You can also find me at cernovich.com.